Good afternoon, everyone. I am Scott. Yes, my name is Scott. First time you'll hear it. Anyways, today is February 1st, 2016. It is most certainly does not feel like February across much of the eastern U.S. And you'll see why in just a second. Time is around 3:30 Eastern time. This video will once again cover Weather Challenge Day 5 for New Orleans area. Last week, pretty successful. Currently 8th in the contest to Day 4. 4 more days to go, and it looks like things are about to heat up a little bit, literally. Just looking at the recent couple of days, it's been about a couple of days since I made a video. Haven't really looked at anything since last Thursday, Friday, when temperatures really began to rise. Earlier in the week, last week, temperatures they started off warm and then they quickly dropped off. A bit of a cold front moved through, dumped an inch of rain. And then since temperatures have really come up, Day 4 was very warm, 72. National consensus had like a high of 66 degrees, so warm day indeed. And it just continues to go up and up and up. Meanwhile, 180 degrees, you have a southerly flow. And that has definitely increased the dew point all the way up to 60 degrees. So you are moistening things up quite a bit. And here's a temperature of 77 degrees. So you have moisture and you have high temperatures, and that can result in some instability. That was as of yesterday, 77 degrees. Believe it or not, today is even warmer. Already up to 78 degrees at 2 p.m. Central Time. Dew points in the middle 60s, and you have your southerly flow. And you have a bit of a few clouds in the area. Overnight last night, looks like they had some fog, pretty dense fog, 8th of a mile visibility. Just probably due to the high level of moisture content. Lows overnight only got to about 64 degrees. Let me look at the METAR on that. It's the past 12 hours. Let's see. Oh no. Sometimes this METAR station isn't very good at reporting 6-hour means. I see 17.8. 0.8 Celsius to Fahrenheit. That is 64 degrees. Okay, so I'd assume the low is around 64 degrees last night. And anyways, temperatures have come up quite a bit. 78 now. All that sunshine. Yep. Alrighty, so let's take a look at the 500 millibar pattern SPC mesoanalysis. You can see there's a nice ridge over much of the eastern U.S., which is allowing for a very warm day today. Let's look at the surface obs real quickly, and look at this corridor ahead of this cold front, 60s and 70s, and behind it 40s and 50s. For February, it's quite warm behind the cold front. Really, not much cold there to speak of. Which is pretty much locked away up in Canada. Anyways, back on track here. We have this upper level low over the southwestern U.S., which is propagating its way eastward. New Orleans is still under the bridge, so they are still warm. Southerly flow is maintaining itself, 925 millibar winds. You have very strong southerly flow, advecting some of the warmer, moist air off the Gulf of Mexico. Pretty astounding warm air developing down in this region, Mexico and Texas. So, aside of the changing seasons, for sure, February 1st, that sun is definitely coming up fast. About equivalent to November 1st or so. Okay, so we have this upper level low, which is going to move its way east, and we're going to find out how that affects the weather. So, here's a current look at the satellite. You do have some of the cloudiness associated, a bit of a frontal boundary in here, and then you have the southerly flow producing some clouds, although it looks like they're scattered clouds, not really producing a whole lot of impact in regards to high temperature today. Zooming out the continental U.S., you have this upper level low, associated surface features, which creating some clouds and precipitation. It looks like that's going to make its way east. Looks like a lot of sunshine potentially ahead of the front. And it has some ways away. This makes it interesting setup for day 2. Day 5, which is tomorrow. You have a lot of sunshine ahead of a cold front, so the flow maintaining itself. So either temperatures remain steady or they rise a little bit. We'll see. A lot of warm air I mentioned just to this area. 850 temperatures, a lot of warm air building, and you're affecting that warm air into the New Orleans area. So I want to take a look at some of the records because the records might be approached. Before I look at anything, just to have an idea. So their average high is 63. They're already 78. Our record high for yesterday is 83. So I think they're going to be. They might be around that high record high value for tomorrow. Let's dig in. Let's look at the RPM real quickly just to get a sense of the cloud coverage. 36 hours. 18Z sounds nice-ish. It's better than nothing. It's better than 15Z again. I don't know. Alright, let's loop this out. So your clouds, I don't know if these showers even do exist. Take a look at the surface obs in the southeast right now. Don't really see any reports. Some haze. Dew point at 70, wow. Yeah, some very warm, moist air. Over the Gulf of Mexico right now, just being transported north. So this is a very good setup for some severe weather. All right, so here, okay. Actually, I really want to just zoom this out to the U.S. That's better. Okay, so this is the action for today. Here is disturbance moving eastward. Okay, so it's seeing the line of convection developing out ahead of it. A bit of a so here's your upper level low. It's moving fairly fast, honestly. Yeah, it moves pretty fast. And here's your line of convection, something associated ahead of it. All right, here we are, 12Z, Tuesday. Okay, so we can now zoom in. So that's 13Z. Let's go to 13Z. Okay, so maybe looking at this, it looks like yeah, this front really hauls very fast. I'm not really sure they get much sun tomorrow. Let's just keep going. I don't really know about any of this prefrontal rain activity. Wow. And then it just starts to blossom. All these little convective cells pop up. It looks like then the front stalls. This is 22Z tomorrow. So it looks like the front really just gets hung up here. Oh my gosh. I'm zooming up again. You can see the line of convection associated with the front really doesn't move anywhere. I just want to say it almost back builds, but yeah. This is overnight. So looking at daytime heating for tomorrow, it looks like there's a lot of clouds. I'll look at the time cross section just a bit. Looks like a lot of clouds and some. I don't know. It's showing some prefrontal showery activity. I'm not really sure that's gonna occur. And then okay, now we're getting towards the end of here, and still this line has really not moved at all. So pretty big flooding situation possibly in this corridor. New Orleans is still kind of just looking west and saying, oh, where it is? Where is it? All right, here we are, 6Z. Starting just the end of day 5. It looks like the line of convection's on the doorstep. That makes me a little nervous. This is the RPM run, of course. So we can compare timing on when this might approach. Okay, so here's the 12Z NAM, 18Z up? Nope. Okay, so here's the 12Z. The one thing that jumps out at me is the dry air above 800 millibars. It is extraordinarily dry. So a lot, so really you're lacking the deep convection. Really, I'm still only February, but anyways, here we are tomorrow. So it looks like a good amount of low level moisture. And then it looks like it builds up a little bit towards the end of the day, maybe supporting some of the showers. And then here's your much deeper convection setting up. It looks like if you were to kind of follow this right here, it looks like it occurs after 6Z, so that line of convection associated with the front might be associated with day 6, not day 5. Looks like that agrees with the RPM. In the GFS, Jesus. It's a totally different story. So it's like a bit of a dry slot, kind of just works its way in, cutting precip off, and most of it occurring before the end of the period. Yeah, a lot of dry air just beforehand. So a bit of a stratus layer. Oh, not what I want. So yeah, this stratus layer almost. So yeah, the record high idea is kind of a yeah. This thing is really moving fast. You have a lot of clouds. Let's go back. A lot of prefrontal cloudiness. You have a lot of moisture, so which would explain that. Let me throw the p watts. A lot of moisture, getting up to about 1.8. A lot of that's confined to the low levels. Let's get an idea of the temperatures real quick, and I'll go back to the precipitation aspect. So yes, you have a very strong southerly flow right through the period. That's that. Look at this low-level jet really pounding. So they might. This is interesting. And then yeah. So this. And looking for the front passes, maybe. Yeah. Looks like after 6C. After about day 6 on the name. GFS. Slight similar timing. Maintaining that southerly flow right to the. Although it looks like winds do move to the west. So I think the GFS is a little faster than that. And look at the potential temperature. All right, so around 9Z on the NAM GFS. It's not as sharp. The front isn't as sharp, but around 6Z or so. So definitely a little faster. All right, here's the temperature profile. This indicating more sun today, warmer temperatures at the surface. Tomorrow the atmosphere is very warm, although limited sunshine might inhibit temperatures from getting as high as they did today. Pretty sure they don't hit record territory. GFS, oh my god. Yeah, there's a lot of sunshine here. After 18Z, it looks like the stratus deck kind of moves out, and they have some bit of sunshine. The NAM kind of maintains this. Looks like almost showery weather. So yeah, it produces a little bit of rain there. Ugh, almost a quarter inch right then and there. Great. Vertical velocities, okay, so showing a bit of stuff there. GFS. Very tricky. So that time period, let me take a look at the RPM compare. So between 18 and 21Z. Okay, here's 17Z. So you do have... okay. So you have a widespread showery in this convection. I don't know if this is going to occur at all. Okay. And then maybe... Okay, it looks... Notice how when this starts firing up, you have these cleared areas of clearing. So I'm not really sure. Right, if this doesn't exist... and then it kind of just consolidates into one line, which just gets stuck here. So... The lack of sunshine early in the day might inhibit any sort of convection. So I'm very skeptical about this convection showing up here around between 18 and 21Z. GFS not really too aggressive with that at all, and really warms them up with that sunshine. Okay, let's do 2 meter output. So yeah, a little bit cooler than today if the NAM, the cloud situation. Here's the GFS. Oh god. Yeah. Okay. Okay. That's fantastic. That's a lot of wind. There's going to be a lot of wind tomorrow. There's going to be a lot of everything, I think, besides precip. So basically, the GFS, it's like has these convective showers just tricky day. Very tricky day. You have this stratus deck in the morning, and then what happens, you know? It's really hard to see all that convection fire up right away after that moves out. Okay, so here's the cape in this blue line right here. So quick destabilization of the atmosphere right in here around 18Z. Really, you get about 500 joules of cape, and then it's kind of showing these like little shower pulses that lowers it. Here's the GFS, similar story. So they do have instability, a lot of low-level moisture. It becomes questionable here. It looks like it kind of spreads out almost. When you have some good mixing, kind of mixes the moisture out a little bit. No, yeah, very, very strong ones. Right, I want to look at some soundings. All right, let's see what the NAM really thinks. 18Z, this, okay, the 18Z on here is, I guess I'll stick with it. Okay, so it's random showery gook. We'll see if that does occur. Okay, here's 12Z, 15Z, 18Z, 21Z. Okay, and then it just kind of gets hung up. You know, does it get hung up here or here or here? You kind of have to make that decision now, or when 0Z hits. But that's scary. This is the name again. And then that's out of here by 12Z Wednesday. Oh my goodness. Yeah. So it looks like, according to the name, it does speed up once it gets its act together. I really don't know. This is tricky. Really putting a lot of faith in the models here. In terms of placement, where the front slows, almost stalls, that's where your convection is going to hang out. Let's get pre-front. Let's go to 18Z. Again, 18Z through 21Z. That is your prime time. If you're going to see sun, I think it's going to be in that time period. Okay. Just looking at the moisture profile, so very, very dry, above 500 millibars. We can even go before. Let's go 15Z. Just take a look. So yeah, a lot of the moisture is kind of confined in there, and then you slowly but surely the moisture, the column becomes more saturated. It's more of like a bottom to top moistening process, which I'm not too familiar with. Okay, this is 21Z. So your saturated layer is pretty shallow, not really supportive of much convection. Here's the convectivity. It looks like most of the activity is still to the west at that point. Fast forward to 0Z. Okay, so ziggity-zaggity, kind of. Still some dry pockets, not totally saturated. And then it's kind of on the doorstep here. And then here's 3Z. Still not completely saturated, but, and who knows, temperature might be a lot warmer. Honestly, this is just terrible. 2 meter temperature. It looks like the NAM was too cold today. And then it only gets to 73. The difference between 73 and 80, when you're talking about convection, is pretty important. The GFS is 80. What does the USL think? What does the USL think, huh? $1 million question. Only a 1/4 inch. So yeah, it shows this low level stratus, and then 18Z, 19Z. It looks like the stratus starts to break up a little bit, but not fast enough in order to really get some temperature gains. And then precip breaks out. This video is already 20 minutes. But I think the ideas are up there. Temperature is highly dependent on the cloud coverage, especially between 18Z and 21Z. It looks like the NAM, it's questionable. It has this, moisture spike. Meanwhile, GFS is kind of more spread out. Definitely differences in resolution will result in different solutions. Probably what we're seeing here. USL, one of the higher resolution models here. Doesn't really get them that warm. They got to 78 today, and the atmosphere is a lot warmer tomorrow. Difference in sun, of course, but so that stratus deck is worrisome. And when does it break up? When it breaks up, is there convection right on the doorstep? And then what happens after that? Yeah, I think I'm going to end the video here. I have a lot to consider, think about, put together. So we'll see what happens. I'll have another video posted tomorrow, probably earlier in the day, before noon. So be sure to check that out. See what happens. It should be interesting. Alrighty, so long.